In 2014, Facebook announced the acquisition of a 5-year-old messaging app for $19.3 billion. At the time, the largest internet acquisition in over a decade.
Every day, you make decisions: what to buy, who to trust, what to believe. But here's the real question: are those decisions really yours, or are they designed? This channel breaks down the psychology behind everything. I'm Shrest, and this is where we decode the world.
When it came time to sign the final paperwork, the founder insisted on meeting at the North County Social Services office in Mountain View, the same welfare office where he had once stood in line for food stamps. This chart highlights the central anomaly of the deal. Unlike its competitors, who built multi-billion-dollar valuations through data mining and advertising, WhatsApp operated on a strict no ads, no games, no gimmicks policy. Why would a company built on a total rejection of traditional monetization become the most expensive acquisition in the history of social media? The answer isn't found in a business school textbook. It requires looking at the technical architecture of the app as a record of its creator's personal history. Jan Koum designed WhatsApp to run flawlessly on basic hardware with ultra-low connectivity. This technical requirement traces back to a childhood in a Soviet Ukrainian village, where basic utilities like electricity and hot water were frequently unreliable. After immigrating to California as a teenager, Koum cleaned the floors of a local grocery store to help pay the rent, while his family relied on government assistance to eat. Research into the scarcity mindset shows that growing up with severe resource constraints physically rewires how the brain allocates attention. Long-term abstract planning is deprioritized, while the nodes responsible for immediate resource efficiency and waste elimination become hyperactive. This drive for efficiency defined Koum's education. He taught himself to code from a used textbook he bought with savings from his cleaning job. This history created an engineering philosophy that viewed bloatware and unnecessary features as waste, a conviction that in a world of limited resources, every single byte must justify its existence. The second anomaly of the app was its fanatical devotion to privacy, eventually leading to the rollout of full end-to-end encryption for every user. While most tech platforms built their business by collecting user data, Koum's childhood was spent in a surveillance state where phone lines were routinely monitored by the government. For his Jewish family, a casual phone conversation carried a physical risk. Saying the wrong thing could lead to state-sponsored punishment or persecution. Koum grew up viewing communication as an inherently dangerous act if a third party was listening. His philosophy, when advertising is involved, you are the product, wasn't a marketing slogan. It was a refusal to build the same tools of surveillance he had feared as a child. To Koum, the collection of user data wasn't just a business model. It was a mechanism of danger that he refused to integrate into his software. In 2009, Koum used the introduction of push notifications to turn WhatsApp into a real-time replacement for expensive cross-border SMS. This obsession with global connection was driven by a period of profound personal loss. His father died in Ukraine in 1997, followed by his mother 3 years later. By his early 20s, Koum found himself in a new country without a family support system or a reliable way to connect with the life he left behind. This is the mechanism of post-traumatic growth, a process where severe grief and displacement can occasionally align a person's focus into a singular, hyper-focused sense of purpose. Koum had built the exact lifeline that could have saved his own family from isolation, a tool designed specifically to prevent the silence that had defined his own youth. In the years following the acquisition, Koum's insistence on data privacy created a growing divide between himself and the board at Facebook. In 2018, he walked away from the company, forfeiting nearly $1 billion in unvested stock, rather than compromise the principles of his software. This illustrates a key pillar of self-determination theory. A person can willingly forfeit generational wealth if it conflicts with their core identity. Because Koum's mission was intrinsically tied to his oldest childhood wounds, it was immune to the pressure of external financial rewards. The boy who once swept floors for food stamps had built one of the most valuable companies in history, only to choose his principles over power. The most durable creations are rarely the product of abstract strategy. They happen when someone engineers their own deepest pain into a solution, only to discover that millions of others share the exact same wound.
Think about power, identity, and how situations shape who we are. Subscribe.